You're tapping into Honesty Oracle. This is part two of your reading. I did a part two. This doesn't go with the other reading. I did a part two because I felt like there was some other energies that I wanted to tap in to get a bit more clarification on some of the things that I felt that you most need to know. This is the Starseed deck. You got loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. This is kind of a card. This particular oracle, they focus on you on a soul level versus you on a physical, matrix minded level. These cards specifically are things that have to do with your past, your purpose. You got jump in, Andromedian energy, adventure, say yes to change. There's a lot of things that are trying to manifest in your life. That was the whole reason initially why you wanted the reading in the first place. You're going through a lot of changes. So even though you may not be aware of who you are, why you incarnated here or whatever, however, your soul does. Once your lower and your higher self connect, you will see more of who you are. If you'll start doing things like tapping into your Akashic records. You'll have information, just divine information that you're not going to find in a book. You're not going to be able to talk to anybody and they know what the hell you're talking about. Once you start taking things on a soul level, everything gets elevated, everything gets upgraded. Your mindset, your mentality, your physicality, your diet, the normal things that used to appease you or that you used to find interest in or coping mechanisms, at some point your soul is going to be like, no, in order to elevate you, you have to want different things. You have to feel different things. You also pulled the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. It's time for you to look at shit from a different perspective. And it's funny because you pulled, all right, my niece was calling me. I was getting ready to say, it's funny that you pulled perspective because that's what I kept feeling from the last read, and like I felt that it wasn't finished. There's a lot of information, different things that I wanted to pull that would give you some different insight on yourself and kind of make some clarification. Nobody can tell you about you, but it always helps to have somebody confirm maybe what you're feeling, because sometimes a lot of us, our feelings and the way we think be so fanatical. We think that, oh, I'm tripping. It can't be. Yes, sometimes things are more intense or more serious depending upon what you have in your natal chart. That's vital as well. So on a soul level, as of right now, where you're elevating to, you have to surrender. You have to let go. Like they say, let go and let God. My thing is, you have to let go of wanting to control external things, because the one thing I teach in my workshops, if you learn to control your mind, your emotions, your reactions, everything around you is going to basically change to that energy, because you're going to be attracting a different type of energy, a different mindset, a different group of people. So when we do that and we really focus on our our inner self, that is what propels us forward in order to produce externally. In order to produce externally, your shit got to be tight, tick tock right internally, because everything that is around you, everything that's outside of you, you created it. Rather it's purposely, rather it's accidentally, but you created it. The way that you think, the way that you talk about the situation, the way that you talk about self, all of those things matter. This is a dark mirror deck. You got Parasite. And Parasite, for this one, I'm going to give you, I'm going to actually give you some of the information that's on it. So, this particular card, basically, when you're talking about a parasite, the moon phase is the waxing crescent moon. This is the stage that it falls in. The emotional stage is depression. Basically, relationships are not a zero-sum game. Of course, using each other is part of the game, but it's quite different when use takes the space and shape of supporting rather than manipulating or exploiting. In the long run, a good relationship is a win-win where the more I give, the more I get, and the other way around. Still, it's not always like this, is it? Not just in bad relationships. In the short run, bad is bound to happen even in the house of true love. So I'm gonna stop right there. But I just wanted to give you an idea. This is a part where you let negative seeds take root and you host them, just like a parasite. When you host things, it's a mindset that you have committed yourself to feel or committed yourself to think without any other rationality of inner self. So in order to break ourselves out of these type of cycles, it's good for us to kind of get to know our own energy. I mean, when people say, self-love, that shit is so fucking real. And it's real because people don't enter and understand that if you don't like your motherfucking self, how the fuck you gonna get somebody else to like you? A lot of us hide behind so much of this false 3D shit because a lot of us don't really like our fucking self. Hell, a lot of us can't stand our motherfucking self. We can't stand our company, can't stand to talk to ourselves. So how do you really expect, just in general, I'm not talking, just in general, how does one expect to present themselves outside if they ain't took care of what's inside? Because no matter how you look, the soul always gonna shine brighter. You can look like a bowl of bubble blue, but if you have a beautiful soul, motherfuckers don't even see that shit no more because they see who you are, not the avatar that you put yourself in to be on this planet. For you, coming out of old mindsets is going to be a real big hardship for you. And it's going to be a big hardship for you because of things that have happened to you previously. A lot of your takeaway, your defense mechanism, and your takeaway from the traumas that you suffer is that you incorporate them to not happen again in your lifestyle. So you won't do a certain, you won't do a certain thing or keep a certain mindset if you know it's going to reroute you back into a situation where you felt powerless, where you didn't feel like you was that bitch, where you have to question yourself. So if something makes you question yourself, you're not. No, that's a no for you. Hold on. Okay. So you also pull for this deck Gilded Regret. So what keeps you tied to a lot of things in your particular past is, like I said, the same mechanism, the same thought process with the parasite. When you go to a particular concept or you avoid certain things in order to not put yourself back in that mindset, it's kind of like it's really the opposite. Your defense mechanism is the opposite of healing. In order to heal things, you have to face them. You have to face why you felt the way you felt, how you felt the way you felt, and find a way to make peace. Not condoning anything that happened, anything that anybody's done to you, but more so making a peace with yourself, because at the end of the day, you owe yourself. You have to be the one that gives yourself that closure. Closure really isn't something that people need. It's really something that people do to make themselves feel okay about shit that happened. But that's not really healthy, because it keeps you in unbalanced and toxic mindset that really creates a lot of the behaviors that puts you in a confused state. So one thing, and I think I told you this in part one, if I think I mentioned this, but writing things would be beneficial for you because of the type of the lifestyle that you have and the things that actually bring you calm. Start trying to do journaling, and it don't even have to be traditional journaling. It can be something more so. You woke up, you had a thought today, or you woke up and you focused on this today, or you felt this way today. It doesn't have to be something traditional that on no Moesha shit. It just more so has to be something that fits you. And if journaling isn't you, find something that brings you pleasure. Find something that makes you feel at peace, no matter what it is. And it doesn't have to be something that's somebody else said that you should do. Make your own shit. It should be something that's customized to you, something that truly brings you peace, something that allows you to think freely, to feel clearly, and to have clarity and understanding of self. Not you as a mother, or you as a friend, or you as an employee, or you as a grandmother. This has nothing to do with the roles that you play in other people's lives. It's about how you feel and the hat that you put on when you first wake the fuck up and your feet first hit the floor. Who are you? And if you don't have an answer for that, that's okay. Sometimes it's okay not to know. A lot of people think that you're supposed to have an answer for everything. No, that's not true. Because if that was true, then every motherfucking body would be right. And we know that's not realistic. So things just have to look and feel good to you. And you have to be comfortable enough and know self enough to be able to say, I don't give a fuck what nobody else think about what's making me happy. And it truly be healthy when you say it. It don't come with any type of toxicity or any type of backlash or any type of negative memories about how another motherfucker made you feel because they was judging what you're doing. It's completely healthy to say you don't give a fuck about what nobody else thinks. It's just all in the mindset and the perspective that you're looking at it from. So those are the two parts for that. This deck particularly, it has signs and planets. I know I mentioned a birth, your natal chart. I don't know if you got the download or the link that I sent the last time. But I generally pull these cards to see, because Pluto's in retrograde. Pluto stays in retrograde anywhere from 12 to 32 years. And it's also in retrograde in Aquarius. So basically Pluto is it's really the judgment. It's kind of that your actions really are being judged at this point, but it's also in Aquarius, which is the sign of revolution. So transformation and change, a lot of things will be happening. A lot of relationships will be ending. And it's friendships, kinships. It doesn't matter if you have some type of contract that you've unequivocally made with somebody and it's not for the better of self because of the energy shift that's happening right now, then a lot of those relationships are going to end. And you'll have to look at it from a higher viewpoint because, a lot of times when shit comes to end, it's usually some old tragic, dramatic shit. You can make it easy on yourself, but a lot of us, we don't like to make it easy on self. A lot of us like to, we got to be spanked a couple times. And the universe, when mama doing the, when mama doing this motherfucker doing this ass kicking, oh yeah, she ain't sparing nothing. So sometimes kind of knowing your natal chart, what planets exist and what houses will help you on an emotional, a soulful, and an etheric level. Gemini and Virgo, these could be two signs that are significant to you. You can also have some of these in other houses and other planets. Like I said, if you ain't got that link, I'm going to go back and look through the messages and write it down for you. You also pull Cancer. Cancer could be in your 4th house, or you could have Cancer in the 3rd house. And basically, Cancer is an emotional sign. It's kind of a double-edged sword with them because you could be on the side of that crabby ass shit and feel like you have to walk on eggshells. So this really can just be the energy of you right now, especially with this gilded regret here in the 3, 4, 5. Is you feeling, more emotional. You're tapping more into an energy that wants to make you softer, but in order for you to be softer, you have to be within self. You have to know what self wants, what self likes. You have a Capricorn in reverse. Generally, Capricorn is an energy of secrecy. In tarot, Capricorn represents the devil card, which is addictions, temptations. I think I mentioned in the first, in part 1, that it's a lot of people that are going to show you shit and say things that they ain't never said in their motherfucking life to you before. And it's really so you can really see the energies that are around you so that you can revolutionize yourself. Not only in revolution, but level up and elevate your mindset. Like I said, looking at things from a different perspective. I am going to do, I'm done with these particular oracle cards. But this is pretty much the energy that I felt that you needed the last time. I felt that there were some other things that you needed to know as far as, mindsets that you need to get yourself out of. This is the Sacred Symbols Oracle, and then I'm going to do Tarot. And if you have any questions, inbox me. you looking to do shadow work, I can give you some information on the workshop that I host. I also do one-on-ones because I know everybody's schedule isn't the same. Some of the other people that I work with, we do one-on-ones now as well. So you have affluence. Affluence basically has to do with how you're showing up in the universe, how you're choosing to be seen, how you choose to show. At some point, my video stopped, so I had already pulled these 4 cards. So basically, I'm just going to really re-give you the messages. You pull Psychic. I was initially just basically telling you that when you're pulling that type of card, it means that your intuition is heightened at this point in time. You're coming into your gifts. You're getting a lot of different messages that have nothing to do with you actually on a 3D level. You also pulled safe travel. I was saying that you got a lot of green here for your heart chakra, which means you need to work on your head and heart matters. This, the safe travel is also the symbol of a crossroads, which is pretty much where you are right now. We're trying to incorporate the information and things that are coming to you and how they're really not aligning with your regular lifestyle. You also pulled jealousy and nature spirits. With the like I said, the amount of green that you have here, your heart space is something with your heart chakras. One of the seven basic ones, because there's like 14,000 of them that are connected to things that are called nadis. And nadis are different points throughout your body that have to do with your nervous system. Also has to do with a lot of your energy points, which all pretty much root back to your kundalini, which is your roots, your sacral, your solar plexus, your heart, throat, third eye, and your crown. But the overall message that I was given is basically you're basically at a point where you have to look at things from a new perspective. You'll have to incorporate some other things and do a lot of shadow work on your past hurts, past traumas that have happened to you. The defense mechanisms, now that they show up in you as an adult, you're very cautious about things. There's a lot of things that will shy you away from doing anything if you think it's going to put you in a mindset of, again, feeling powerless or feeling helpless, or where you can't depend on yourself. So if you have any questions, inbox me for any clarifications on anything that I got with the sacred symbols. I'm going to pull tarot. I'm going to use this back. Your part 2 is going to be like 3 videos because I had 2 interruptions. And then, like I said, the video stopped recording at some point when I was pulled the other 4 cards. So if I don't put it in one single video, you'll have like 3 different, these are 3 separate videos all to the same end. All right, let's see what the tarot got to tell you. Queen of Pentacles. You're very resourceful. You're a go-getter. You're definitely somebody that lives in the moment, but you also plan for the future. But at this point in time with the Hermit card, like I said, you could be looking at things from a new perspective, or you need to take time away to start looking at things into perspective. With the High Priestess card, is you coming into a higher realm of self. The Queen of Pentacles is the most conducive and productive queen in as far as the pentacles go compared to all the queens. But when you have the High Priestess here, it's basically saying by you going into hermit mode, your intuition, your psychic abilities, you pull psychic in the last deck, your psychic abilities, your intuition, everything is elevating on a different level. You're basically coming into, your spiritual enlightenment. And like I tell people all the time, just because you don't know what the fuck going on, it doesn't matter. It's going to happen anyways. You're just going to have a lot of questions. You're going to have a lot of chaos. You're going to start seeing people leave your life and not know why, and think on a 3D level, you're going to think, damn, like, why they ain't fucking with me no more? But it has nothing to do with that. It's just that, it's time for your soul to be doing some other shit. You're just not awake and aware of what you're supposed to be doing. And this is how a lot of people that come to me, that I work with or that I do readings for, it's pretty much, it's the same thing. There's a point in the chaos that they come to that makes you question, okay, what the fuck is going on? Like, I mean, shit's just going crazy. especially during Mercury retrograde. I do more readings during Mercury retrograde than I generally do, because during that time, Mercury forces you to look at self. And Mercury does not give a fuck about what you want to sweep under the rug. All that shit you been sweeping under, Mercury gonna bring that shit out like, yo, remember this? Remember this over here? And it's gonna hurt. And a lot of people can't deal with that hurt. So facing self is, they'd rather do shit externally. Everybody wants to deal with things externally, but people have to understand your external comes from what the fuck you have on internally. You create everything around you, whether it's good, whether it's fucked up, whether it looks beautiful, whether it looks like a fucking mess. You are responsible for everything that you come into contact with. Even though you don't know that, you're still responsible for everything that you come into contact with. You're responsible for all of the decisions that you make that lead you from yesterday to today, that's going to propel you to tomorrow. Everything. And a lot of people are not ready to be that fucking accountable for self. That shit is hard. To really be somebody to be like, oh, I fucked up. Damn, my bad. Okay. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to do it. And actually put forth the action. It's hard. You don't meet a lot of people like that. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of work, and a lot of not giving a fuck that, okay, this is where I need to go. This is where I need to be. It's been a long journey, and it's been an arduous journey. I'm walking it. This motherfucking journey's so fucking narrow. I done held my motherfucking breath halfway through it. It's very narrow. It gets real crazy up here. But the journey is worth it. Knowing self and being able to truly see the people around you and see beyond the fucking avatars that we walking around and see beyond this shit. To truly see people. To see their greatness, to see that they might not never make it, or to see, it's an amazing thing. It's very humbling. It's very scary. Because, a lot of people can't handle that type of power because they can barely handle what's inside of them. A lot of people don't like to dislike this fucked up shit about themselves. I said exactly what I said. A lot of people don't like to dislike the fucked up shit about themselves. It's just there's too much accountability. And a lot of people don't have that. And that's something for you to step into the unveiled future, because it literally says here the unrevealed future. So you already have a seat. You just have to walk away from shit with this Eight of Cups. You got to walk away from the shit currently in order to claim that seat and claim that throne. You have unrevealed future here. You have to walk away from a lot of things. You may be fucking with some dude with money, with this King of Pentacles here. You have an Eight. Oh, okay. You got the Ace. You got the Ace of Swords. It may have to do with somebody that you're dealing with. You might have put a lot of time in with the Eight of Coins with this person. You got the Ace of Swords. It's the truth. But this King of Wands isn't a match for where you're going to be. You don't go from the fucking King of Pentacles to the King of Wands. You're supposed to go from the King of Wands to the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is the most prosperous king in the deck out of all the suit cards. So you could have an older gentleman, an uncle, a father. They told you some things a while ago that you may have held on to, or that you may not have paid attention to. Recall those lessons, because a lot of those lessons are what shape you today. And this could be somebody older that you take a lot of wisdom from. Somebody older that has talked to you a lot, that has helped shape and mold some of the concepts. And I'm also taking this as a dark way as well. You may have had a male relative that you didn't get along with. You might have feared this person. Now take that how it resonates. It seems to be taking it, but what I'm feeling is a completely different way. That this is somebody that they could have watched you before when you was a kid or something. This could even be a male cousin. But some of those lessons, and on a higher note, take those lessons, but on a lower note, those are probably some of the things that you need to face in order to heal. You have to be able to recall those things, how they made you feel, what they made you feel, and you don't have to talk to anybody about it. You just have to come into congruence with self. You just have to come into sync with self. I mean, two more cards. Ten of Swords. Oh, Ten of Swords. You got the Strength card, and you got the Chariot. Like I said, a lot of shit is gonna come to end with the Ten of Swords here, but with the Strength card and the Chariot, you have support to move on. This is something you're supposed to be doing. This Strength card is Leo energy. So a lot of happening to be coming to you around that time. Leo could also be a big aspect of your natal chart. You should check where that is in your house. But with the Chariot here, I mean, like I said, a lot of things are going to end. And the Ten of Swords fell out on the Eight of Cups. You just got to walk away. You have to be, you have to make the decision to want to actually take that step to see things from a new perspective. There's a lot of different coping things. Like I said, I do one-on-ones. There's also different things that you can do for self. One thing that I do daily is I set affirmations. Pick times that are significant to you and set affirmations for that particular time. Whatever it is that makes you feel like, you're in your own power. And not so much as you're just in your own power, but you're in your own power to where nobody can look the fuck up and say anything, throw a rock, throw a bug, and none of that shit, and the wind don't even catch it. You have to be in that energy about yourself, about the things that you want for your life, about the things that you want for your kids, about the things that you want to instill in the next generation that you're going to have after them. You are the legacy starter, but you also have to put effort and work in it. You have to be ready to step into a lot of the roles and cleanse a lot of the things out of your life that you may not ready to be ready to cleanse. And this can be people, this can be family, this could be friends, this could be jobs, this could be a career. You have to be ready to do what's best for you on the soul level, because that's what's going to carry you through the next decade on the materialistic level. All right, Dollface, namaste.